It's bring that singing for I pour out to all the way. Let a hard day. I'm prepared to place on my dance floor. The time is not for you to say. I thought it would be a good chance for you to move. Always loose, so get with the flow, let's go. Yo, if you run to a house who's tempo slow, then shall we let the games begin? We better reposition get your beating. I'm on fire, the place you have to doubt. The book is open, come into my house. Give me body, don't make me wait. Come into my house. Give me body. Here's a dance that finale, kick a bass and treble flow through the speakers, ride the rhythm. I know it's gonna reach you, I'm the queen. I'm Tico. Now it's time to run through it. Think I can do it, yeah, there you go. I told you you could do it. Now did you enjoy it? I do it. Dance to the beat of it. Give me some with the beat for you that I come to say. Ride the groove line, don't swing the right line. Listen to the groove line, don't win the right line. It's a house party, I'm hosting. Come and run with the one who's chosen. You can't turn me inside out. For those who dance, come into my house. Make me give me body. Don't let me come into my house. Give me body. It's a confusion I'm using. You ask what is it I'm doing? House, hip, the queen of royal badness. Remember me from rap on my madness. This is my rap that rocks this party. I'm a hijack and check your box. This is not anybody interlude. Keep in mind I'm a multitudes. The Asiatic black woman walk for beat drum, and it's hard to keep her going down, so I keep coming. Thoughtful color I take and I give some. Civilized rhymes and I civilize wisdom. I hope the lyrical display has you around. It's an open invitation. Come into my house. Give me body. Don't let me I want you to give me body. Don't let me come into my house. I know you're good now. Give me body. Don't let me come into my house. One on the dance floor. Give me body.
Hey everybody. Hey. 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 Hey everybody. Hey. Hey. Hi everybody, welcome to the Monday night show. This is Let's Talk with Carolyn, and tonight's topic is going to be on cultural bullying and the coronavirus that I want to share with y'all. But first, I have to apologize to my audience, and here's the apology. So tonight it was scheduled for Big Pharma, healthy eating, cultural bullying, and facts about the coronavirus. Now, because life stuff get in the way and I'm starting late is why I owe y'all an apology. So we're going to talk about coronavirus, and then I'm going to talk about what reactions have happened to a culture of people because of virus. So, hi Tony, how you doing? Mr. Simply D. This is what I've seen. Yes, the coronavirus is real. It's a different strand. I want to give y'all some facts first. Coronavirus, I'm having a hot flash and I don't have my towel. Coronavirus is not new. Please understand this. The coronavirus is not new. There is, thank you, Tony. There is different strands of the coronavirus. This one right here that has the world in an uproar, and some people appear to be overreacting because of COVID number 19, meaning coronavirus ID number 19. I'm going to tell you about some coronaviruses that you already know about, but you did not overreact to them the way some people are reacting today, because people are afraid. People are scared. I get that. So I'm going to start off with some facts. There's types of coronaviruses. You have alpha. Hi, Periscope. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Facebook. Hi, Cloud. You have types of coronaviruses. You have beta and alpha coronaviruses. These two types of coronaviruses are the two most common human types of coronaviruses. They're considered world common infections. I'm not going to go into the numbers because I don't want to confuse anybody, but I'm going to leave it at the two types. You have alpha, you have beta. In alpha, you have two types, two subtypes. In beta, you have two subtypes. However, now I'm going to go into a little bit more detail of the coronaviruses and try to explain to you how a virus works. If anybody has followed me on the Let's Talk with Carolyn radio show or on the Women's Closet TV show, you already seen the explanation and the diagram I drew on how a virus actually works, especially retroviruses. Okay, so I'm going to name some viruses that you may have already heard about in the past. So do y'all remember the Middle East respiratory syndrome? Anybody? If you do, just type yes or no, I haven't. Now, I said Middle East respiratory syndrome virus. Right now, y'all might say, well, no, I never heard of that, and I don't know what she's talking about. So I'm going to go in acronyms. Remember MERS, MERS? Remember that? MERS, that virus that was out? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? Somebody? Hey, I'm going to give you another one. That was called the acute respiratory syndrome. Also called, hi, sir. Also called SARS coronavirus. Remember that? SARS? Do anybody remember the SARS? Tony? No. Okay. Tony, thank you for participating. Thank you very much, sir. Then it was SARS coronavirus 2. That one was called a novel coronavirus. So we had MERS, we had SARS 1, and we had SARS 2. SARS 2 coronavirus was today, COVID number 19. Transmission. This is how it's going to be transmitted. This virus, this strand of virus, has been designated as a community spread. Why? Because it is airborne. Like tuberculosis, it's airborne. Transmission is going to be from person to person within 6 feet that is infected. So if a person who's infected sneezes or coughs, and you're within 6 feet, because it's airborne, hi Keith, you stand a chance of catching the virus because it is airborne. But you must be within 6 feet of an infected individual. Second transmission is what I just said. Respiratory, respiratory droplets. Facebook, if y'all see me looking here, it's because I'm looking at the people on replay. If you see me looking over here, that's because I'm talking to people on Periscope. If you see me looking over there, that's my YouTube family over there. So I'm trying to hit everybody, not just look in one direction. So respiratory droplets is produced when an infected person sneezes or coughs. Airborne, community spread. Questions came up of, can this strand of virus be transmitted on inanimate objects? Meaning surfaces, tables, doorknobs, anything you can touch. You touch an inanimate object that may have the virus on it, and you put your hands near your mouth, near your nose, near your eyes, guess what? You're infected. We're talking about, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about COVID number 19, known as coronavirus strand number 19. But definitely coronaviruses has always been there. Especially if you read the Lysol can or any type of disinfectant, it says it on the back, coronavirus. Flu, coronavirus. But there's a vaccine for that. But we're talking about this one, number 19, 2019, December 2019 to be exact. Okay? Symptoms can appear 2 to 14 days after exposure. Symptoms can appear 2 to 14 days after exposure. Whether the person that's infected that you was around, here's your symptoms: fever, cough, shortness of breath. Fever, cough, shortness of breath. Those are your symptoms. Now, CDC, Center for Disease Control, World Health Organization, WHO, NIH, National Institutes of Health, government organizations. These are the organizations that I listen to, that I follow. So even though there's a lot of news media out there that's talking, I hear them, but I also pay attention to the emails that I'm getting from these organizations. And that's who I tend to listen to because they're key. Hi, Internet. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about cultural bullying and the coronavirus. And I started with facts about the coronavirus because it led to cultural bullying right here in the city of Philadelphia, in Center City, to be exact. So I'm going to get into that. Prevention. Now, let's talk about prevention. We should already be doing certain things anyway. Why? Because it's part of healthy hygiene. You should be washing your hands on a regular anyway with soap and water. Anyway, no matter what you do, you should be washing your hands on a regular basis any freaking way. Don't start it now because there's a deadly virus that's killing people. You should have been doing it anyway. No matter what you do, you should have already been using soap and water or 90% alcohol or 99.99% hand sanitizer. That should have already been taken care of. Household cleaning already should be taken care of anyway. I'm just saying. These are everyday, daily activities, ADLs, that people should be doing any freaking way. So let's get into prevention. Stay away from sick people. That's number one. Stay your ass away from sick people. If you are the sick person, stay your ass home. If you're sick, what the hell is you coming out for? Stay home so that you don't make nobody else sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Avoid touching your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. Don't touch them. Cover your mouth when you sneeze in the coughing. You should do that anyway. Tony Hannah, hi Radio Land. I'm getting ready to read some responses from Facebook. Simply D says, yup, now they want to break their necks. That means it was a lot of nasty people out there. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Because now they're freaking scared for something that they should have been doing any freaking way. Clean and disinfect touched objects and surfaces with wipes and sprays. Once again, you should already be doing that anyway. These are just ADLs, people. What I'm saying is not new. These are ADLs, activities of daily living, of hygiene. That's all it is. ADLs, activities of daily living, of hygiene. We should already be doing this. Then I'm going to give you, hi J Baby 6410, how you doing? Welcome to the Let's Talk with Carolyn radio show on Sador Radio. Thanks for tuning in on Periscope. If you have not already shared, please share. Number 6, let's get into this. Let's talk about the mask. Okay? According to the government, the powers that be, thanks for the thumbs up, the powers that be, let me tell you who they say should be wearing the mask and why, and who should not be wearing the mask and why, and then I'm going to tell you who's wearing it and why. So government says, meaning health organizations, they says if you are healthy, you should not be wearing a mask. Let that ponder for a minute. If you are one of the healthy ones, you should not be wearing a mask. Who do they say should be wearing a mask? Antoinette says, dumbass, they don't work for normal people. That's cute. This is who they say should wear the mask. People who are sick should wear the mask to keep from spreading it to other people. That's what they say. If a person is infected, if a person is the sick one, they should wear a face mask. However, CDC does not recommend wearing a face mask if you are not sick. CDC. The mask should be worn by those that are sick to prevent spreading of the disease. To prevent spreading of the disease. Oh man, why does always happen? Resume. Oh, there y'all go. I thought I lost you. Okay. Number 7. Once again, wash hands with soapy water for 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Should we be doing this already anyway? Yes. Do y'all realize there's a correct way to wash your hands? There is a protocol, a correct way for proper hand washing. If you're in the healthcare industry, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about because we have to do it. And for those that are not but are aware of it, yes. But you have a lot of people who don't know the protocol for proper hand washing. When you wash your hands for those 20 seconds, it should be in a downward motion. You're washing them, but they down, and you're going down this way, and you washing them. When you rinse, you rinse, you rinse. When you dry, you get the paper towel, wipe down. Wipe down, wash your hands, throw it in the trash. That's the protocol. It is what it is. So you're going to be washing your hands with soapy warm water for 20 seconds. After you go to the bathroom, sneezing, before eating, after blowing your nose, or coughing. 5 reasons. Touching anything that is dirty. Anything. Our hands is the most dirtiest part on our body. Y'all realize that? That's because we're touching every freaking thing. Just touching stuff. Tony says, use a paper towel to turn off the faucet. Yes. And when you turn off the faucet with that paper towel, if you're in a public bathroom, you take that paper towel and grab it with the handle, open the door, and hold the, don't laugh at me, y'all, hold the door open with your hip and throw the paper towel in the trash. That way your hands is all good. Sounds crazy, but that's some stuff I do. Like public places. Use of alcohol-based sanitizer, at least 60% alcohol. Now let's talk about the alcohol issue for a minute. I have heard people say, go to the dollar store and just rack up on the alcohol. Okay. Rack up on hand sanitizer. Okay. Go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's, any place that sell masks, rack the fuck up. And people are doing it. People are doing that to a point where stores are sold out. Sold out. The masks are still in existence. The masks are still in existence. If you Google, well, no, go to Amazon. Do what I did. I typed it in. I typed in face mask, respiratory mask made in the United States. so loud. I typed in mask, face mask, respiratory mask, hospital-based respiratory mask. Guess what came up? A whole bunch of masks came up, but guess where they come from? China. So the masks are still there, but they come from China. And nobody is ordering anything from China right now. Nobody. You have countries on lockdown. Italy is on lockdown. Yes. Alcohol-based, 60 to 90%. If you can find 90% alcohol, good. That's good. But don't go overboard, because this is what people are done. People take advantage of an unfortunate situation, an unfortunate life situation. Internet says, I don't want nothing from China, no way. Okay. When I say people take advantage of an unfortunate situation, this is what people are doing. Not saying everybody, but this is what people are doing. They are going to the store, buying in bulk. Buying in bulk. Not so much as for their family, could be, but what they're doing is they're reselling it at a higher price than what it would cost in the freaking store. To me, that's gouging and taking advantage of a health epidemic, because that's what it is. It's not epidemic, pandemic, as it's been designated. Pandemic. So I want to tell you about something that I've seen that led to cultural bullying. And this is sad. This is very, very, and it happened right here, downtown Center City, Philadelphia. There was this group, it's always it's always this group of young people, trying to be nice here, this group of young people who bullied these Asian citizens. I mean, they beat them up. Just randomly beat them up. Why? Because they are Asian. Are they responsible for what's happening? No, they're not. But because they are of Asian culture, you have these group of black kids, Afro-American children, young folks, whatever word you want to use to make it politically correct, beat up these Asian citizens on public transportation. And they was beating them up so bad that other citizens, other people intervened to get them off of them. This is why I said cultural bullying. Mr. Russell says some people that are listening to you're not going to do what they should do anyway, because they have a bad habit of not washing their hands anyway. And that's true. Internet says pure ignorance. I am. Internet says for me to call it as I see it. I'm trying to be nice. I know I'm a raw person, but I'm really trying to be nice here. So with these young black folks that's going around beating up these Asian citizens and just outright blaming them because of the COVID-19. Coronovirus ID strand number 19. And if these individuals ever get caught, I'm sure their parents would be the first one to say, not my kid. Not my kid. Yeah, your kid. Your kid played a part in this. Your young person played a part in this. To me, they should be taught a lesson. A serious lesson. You just can't walk around and just commence to whoop people ass because you want to, just for general practice. GP, because your ass ain't got nothing to do. I'ma just fuck them up because they're the reason why the country is in an uproar with this virus. And remember, back in December 2019, China put it out that, well, let me take this back. China didn't necessarily come forward in the beginning. They didn't come forward until it got worse. Then it was said back then, 2019 of December, that it came from, well, we know that the Asian community like to eat what is sometimes called exotic foods. And it came from a so-called, and I know because I did the report on it, bat soup. But I want y'all to think about this for a minute. Cultures that eat what they call exotic animals, these animals, I don't care if they fly or crawl, it doesn't matter, can carry certain types of viruses. And the only way you're going to know is if something like this happens for whatever reason. It is what it is. Now let's fast forward to 2020. In case y'all don't know who patient zero is, patient zero is where it started. Anytime there's an outbreak, all it takes is one. All it takes is one for an outbreak to happen when it comes to viruses. That one is patient freaking zero. That one, all it takes is one person. Especially if the virus is airborne. Antoinette says, I have learned not to put my head on a chopping block for my kids because it will get chopped. Fuck off. Yes. Mr. Russell says because they don't have any home training, it starts with the parents not teaching their kids how to respect others. Absolutely. That right there, that cultural bullying, it does start at home. It does. And my heart goes out to the Asian community because now they live in fear. They live in fear. Last year, I taught at an Asian school. Let me tell you what happened to one of my students. It took her, she had to travel from Center City, where she lived, to Willow Grove. It took her 3 hours to get to school. On one of those days, on her way home, and she's tiny. She had to be like 4 foot nothing and little. Black kid, once again, black kids went up behind her and banged her in her head from behind. This little tiny person ended up in the hospital. She had a concussion. She had to go see a neurologist. And for what? Because she's of Asian culture? Yeah, she was a good student. She was there every day. But when that happened, she had to take off 2 weeks and go see the neurologist 3 times a week to make sure her brain was okay. Because our little black kids, little bad fucking asses, is out there cutting the fuck up like it's nobody's business. They need an old-fashioned Christmas tree ass whooping.
Wow, you cussing much tonight, ain't you?
That's what they need. Antoinette says, I know she was shaking her head, such a shame. Yeah, because she didn't know. Like, they knocked her ass unconscious from the back. Cultural bullying. And for what? Our young people, our culture of black people have not learned jack shit. Haven't learned nothing. Especially the young ones. And this is supposed to be our freaking future. Wow. That's not a good look, people. Not a good look at all. This is what I mean by cultural bullying. Bad enough our people are getting blizzy with their own self. Now is you just going to turn on these culture people because of COVID number 19. So let's get into creativity. I wrote down some creativity stuff. This is what I saw. About a week ago, me and my family went on a business trip. We went on a retreat. And we went to Miami. I saw, this is what I was expecting at the airport. A lot of people wearing masks. That's what I was expecting. Didn't see it. I saw one woman get on the plane. She was Asian. She had on a mask. Nobody else on that plane had on any masks. Okay? Coming back from Miami, nobody had on a mask. I saw one black woman had on a bandana. Creativity. What I did was, I had asked Mr. C before we went to Miami. It was me, my daughter, my grandson, my son. I said, I need some handkerchiefs. I needed 8, but I asked for 4. So guess what? He brought me back 4 bandanas. And when we got on the plane, I gave everybody, including my little grandbaby, a bandana. We're going to put these on. Period. Coming home on the plane, and she had on a bandana. I get it, because me and her were the only 2 on that plane that had bandanas wrapped around our nose and mouth, because I had some asshole that was behind me coughing up a storm. And I was like, oh no, not now. Not right now. Hi Shalom, thanks 77777. Thanks for tuning in on Periscope. Appreciate you very much. I did not see a lot of people walking around in the airport with masks. Did not. Not at all. Now I'm going to tell you about what I experienced lately, like today. Today, I go to the dollar store. I went at 6 o'clock. Me and a lady, this other lady, we drove up to the dollar store. We both get out the car and we go to open the door. Dollar store locked. No sign, no nothing. Just locked. After that, I had to make a run to the post office. Guess what? Post office don't close till 7. I got there before 7 and the doors is locked. They only letting people out and letting nobody in. And I was like, what the fuck? They think if it's a crowd of people in the post office, because most post office, if it's not the one on Lindbergh Boulevard, is small. You think that something is going to be transmitted in a small community such as a post office? So you're only going to let certain people in the post office at a time? That's really not going to help. That ain't going to do jack shit. Because if you got an infected person in there and that person sneezes or the person is within 6 feet of anybody, guess what? They got it. Antoinette says, yes, that extension cord will whoop that ass. Yes. Yes. So the other thing I noticed is people in the stores. Like I've been to stores and I say, yo, do y'all have any masks? I've been to Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Dollar Store, sold out. Zip zero. You have some stores that won't even order any more face masks. Why? Because the face masks have to be saved or sold to the hospitals because of the healthcare workers that are employed there. It is what it is. So let's get with creativity. Cleaning and disinfecting surfaces. Dilute some household bleach with 70% alcohol. Whatever you do, please do not use ammonia. Ammonia isn't going to do jack-ish. I'm talking about cleaning and disinfecting surfaces to include mopping your floors with this. Dilute household bleach with 70% alcohol, minimum 70% alcohol. Do not use ammonia. Not going to do nothing. If you want to create a bleach solution, 5 tablespoons, which is 1/3 cup of bleach per gallon of water. That's your bleach solution. Your other way is 4 teaspoons of bleach per quart of water to clean your surfaces, inanimate objects. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about cultural bullying and facts about the coronavirus. Now we're on creativity. And because there are no masks, do what the hell I did. I went out, well, I asked my friend, I asked Mr. C, and he came back with some bandanas. I kindly took them bandanas and made them my mask. Creativity thinking, y'all. No mask? Find some bandanas. Go on Amazon, type up bandana. It's going to come up. Cover your mouth and your nose. Creativity. Hi, Angela. Antoinette says, if you're doing this before, then you should have not to worry about it. Exactly. Because you already are doing universal precautions because it's part of everyday hygiene anyway. It's how you clean your house and what's in it and your temple.
Some people are not that clean.
Well, you know what? Antoinette says, Mr. C, can I have two? She's going to Vegas. Two bandanas. He gave me the crazy look. He was like, so that's what I wanted to share tonight.
Yeah, they're $10 a piece.
No, they're not.
I'm charging $10 a piece.
Didn't I just talk about gouging? See what I mean? Thank you, Diva, for tuning in. I appreciate you for tuning in. I know you gotta get your sleep, but I appreciate you for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, I talked about the facts about the coronavirus, viruses, types of coronaviruses. Oh, thank you. Types of coronaviruses, the ones that we have already heard of, but didn't pay attention to. But we pay attention to these because there's death involved. This particular strain is deadly. Very, very, thank you, Diva, very deadly. COVID strand number 19 is the deadliest virus. It's going to fall in between the two. Okay, get some sleep because I know you got to go to work, and thank you for tuning in. It's going to fall in between the two types that we talked about that affects humans, which is us.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What happened? Okay, this is like the same thing when AIDS first came out.
Right.
That was a very deadly virus, right?
Mr. C is asking me about the.
What happened to that after all these years now?
Hold on, I'm going to tell you. Mr. C is asking me about the AIDS virus, and he's asking me, what is it as deadly as the COVID number 19? And when it first came out, remember this: anytime there is a virus, epidemic, pandemic, whichever category it falls in, to include, let's not forget the Ebola virus.
Exactly.
Let's not forget that. The Ebola virus is still very much active.
So is AIDS.
Hold on. However, it's a little bit different. AIDS is I'm going to take that back. It's not AIDS. AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, which means that that person's immune system has shut down because of the way the virus works. The HIV virus, human immunodeficiency virus, is a retrovirus, which means that that virus attacks a person's immune system. It attacks the T cells. It attacks all the cells that keeps that person healthy. And what it does is once it attacks those particular cells, it replicates itself. It is a replicating virus, which shuts down that immune system. So what the scientists and the researchers have done was they have developed medications that will slow down the killing of the T cells, slow down the replication of the virus. This is why people are able to live longer, because the replication is slowed down. Are they cured? No. But they get to live longer.
And the Ebola?
Ebola virus work the same way, except for this particular virus is airborne. Coronavirus number 19 is an airborne virus. HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, is not airborne. different modes of transmission. The coronavirus mode of transmission, airborne, droplets, sneezing, coughing, 6 feet of an infected person, they sneeze. Because when people sneeze or when people cough, those microscopic droplets spread. That's what makes it a community disease. Because if a person is not covering their mouth when they sneeze, they're spreading the virus because of the droplets. Does that help you? Does that help understand? Okay. So that's what I wanted to share. My time is up and I'm over. That's what I wanted to share with y'all tonight about the coronavirus and about the cultural bullying. And I actually pre-recorded tonight's show, but it didn't come out right, y'all. And tonight's show was going to be about healthy nutrition and big pharma. So what I will do, because that's a 2-hour show, and I pre-recorded it, it didn't turn out the way I wanted to turn out. So it is in audio form. So what I am going to do is I'm going to, hopefully if I can, because it comes out where it's too long, but if I do it in audio, well, it's in audio form, but I'm going to see if I can upload it to Facebook so y'all can hear it. And I want y'all to actually listen to that show. I want y'all to listen to it. It's 2 hours. But I'm talking about big pharma. And I'm talking about a lawsuit of a company that everybody is familiar with. I'm also talking about a documentary that had to do with a Black doctor, female, who was giving out Oxycontin like they were Skittles, and people were dying. So please listen to that. And next Monday, I want y'all to give me your feedback on what you heard on that. I also, on next Monday, I want y'all to give me your feedback on what you notice out here with people in a state of fear. I get why people acting the way they do, because they're scared. I understand that. But hey, like I said, if you were already doing these universal precautions and you were already taking care of the hygiene thing, hand washing, which is so very important, and people should be doing it anyway, you wouldn't have nothing to worry about. And the last thing before I go, I want to share this with y'all. I don't know who goes to McDonald's. I have no freaking clue who goes to McDonald's, but I do know this. Last week, McDonald's, there was a study done. There was a study done. And the study said this, that you know how you have the touch screen when you go to the McDonald's touch screen?
I heard about that. Yeah.
That it had tested 80 to 90% had fecal matter on it. That means people who touch it, not everybody, ain't washing their ass, ain't washing their hands after they go to the bathroom. Like, what the fuck is up with that shit? And that makes you not want to touch those touch screens. Touch it for what? You don't know what's on it. That's life, everybody. Thank you. Be Sizzle 37 for tuning in on Facebook. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, you have a question.
That's more of a statement.
What's your
And
statement?
a lot of these restaurants, a lot of these employees that are working in these restaurants don't wash their hands neither.
You know what? I can agree with you, but they do have it in their employees' bathroom or the bathroom wherever that all employees must wash their hands. But I'm like this: if it's been documented that it's 90% fecal matter on the touchscreen, somebody not washing their hands. That's my time, everybody. I appreciate everybody. Facebook, thank you for tuning in. If you catch this in the cloud on a replay, sweetheart, just type in replay. Periscope, thank you for tuning in. Share this, especially you, Periscope. Share this live stream because I know with Periscope, it's like worldwide. YouTube, thank you for tuning in. If you catch this on the replay, just type in replay. I am Carolyn on the Let's Talk with Carolyn radio show. This is the Sador radio station. I'm here every Monday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No matter where you are in the world on Periscope, adjust your dial to the 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in. You can download us on your app, iPhone, Android, Sador Radio 24/7. Take care, everybody, and stay aware, be blessed, use universal precautions, and please share the live stream for tonight. I believe it can service and benefit somebody. Good night, everybody, until my next live stream. Take care and stay blessed up.